And I'd like to welcome you all to our advanced tech training for today. We'll be talking about apps for summer. First day of summer was Friday, and looking forward to learning more about what you can do in summer and some of the apps you can take advantage of this season. The Wildtech DC Senior Digital Equity Program, its owners and presenters offer technical assistance, virtual health, well-being information designed for educational purposes only. You should not rely on the info and any apps or topics made by Wildtech, including but not limited to mobile device applications and any social media pages maintained by Wildtech, its owners or presenters as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, treatment, or legal advice. Thank you so much for letting me read the disclaimer. If you cannot see me, hear me, see the screen, please let me know in the chat. Let's keep our TVs and cell phones in mind and make sure you take notes and or screenshots so you can review the information for later. Yes, this session will be posted on our YouTube channel. Today we'll be talking all about summer, so some fun facts, videos, what you can do in DC in the summer, etc. We'll be covering 3 apps today: the weather app, Eventbrite, and a game called Trivia Crack. And we'll be ending our day with the overview and discussion, just talking about how you'll enjoy your summer this year. Okay? Thanks so much for coming on. I look forward to our session today. So we'll be talking all about summer and navigating our apps. So first up, summer is one of the 4 seasons in many parts of the world, as we know. It's usually characterized by warmer, hot weather. It's typically associated with longer days, abundant sunlight, and higher temps. The origins of summer can be traced back to the Earth's axial tilt and its orbit around the sun. Wow. During summer, the hemisphere tilted towards the sun experiences more direct sunlight, resulting in warmer temperatures. The exact cultural and historical significance of summer varies across different regions and societies and communities. It's often celebrated as a time for vacations, outdoor activities, and enjoying nature's bounty. What is the summer solstice? So we're going to check out this video, and I hope you guys learned something new.
Hey Guess Whaters, are you excited for summer? I know that we are here, and the summer's already hot, but did you know it's not officially summer until the summer solstice? The summer solstice happens every year between June 20th and June 22nd. And this is when the sun reaches its highest altitude in the northern hemisphere. And because the calendar doesn't exactly match the Earth's rotation, the exact time changes somewhat every year. But this makes it the longest day of the year, with sunlight that lasts for 17 hours. It's also not uncommon to see people staying out a bit later during this time of the year. And during the summer solstice, it seems that the sun just lingers in the sky for a few days around June 20th to June 22nd. And did you know that astronomers can determine the exact moment of the solstice? But this moment varies from year to year. So even though your calendar might say June 1st is the first day of summer, summer actually begins when the summer solstice happens. You see, meteorologists break the year into 4 different seasons, which are summer, fall, winter, and spring. And the summer solstice always happens later than the first day of summer that are written on the calendar. The summer solstice begins when the tilt of the Earth's axis is most inclined towards the sun directly above the Tropic of Cancer, and we'll learn more about that in a few minutes. The winter solstice, which is the opposite of the summer solstice, happens around December 20th to 22nd. The winter solstice is the exact opposite of the summer solstice. The winter solstice is when the Earth's axis is tilted furthest away from the sun, marking the beginning of winter. And have you ever wondered why days seem longer during the summer? Well, it's because of the way the Earth revolves around the sun. See, if you live in the northern hemisphere, the half of the world that is north of the equator, then you have the longest days of the year in June, usually again around June 20th to 22nd, and that's the summer solstice. And this is when the tilt of the Earth's axis is most tilted towards the sun, again directly above the Tropic of Cancer. The winter solstice happens when the Earth's axis is tilted furthest away from the sun. And the greatest tilt towards the sun is 23.44 degrees, which is known as the Tropic of Cancer. In the rest of the year, the Earth's tilt on its axis is approximately 23.5 degrees and causes the sun's path in the sky to rise and fall each day. And the Earth's atmosphere can bend light over the horizon in different amounts. And this also depends on the weather, which, believe it or not, can change the sunrise and sunset times by up to an entire minute. But what happens if you live in the southern hemisphere, you might ask, the other half of the world south of the equator? Well, believe it or not, everything flips. This means that in the southern hemisphere, the longest day of the year is actually December 21st to 22nd. That's why in Australia, you might see some people swimming at the beach during Christmas, and we're in the colder, more wintry weather here. And did you know that the word solstice comes from the Latin words for sun and standing still? And this is because the sun's position in the sky at noon does not look like it changes all that much during the summer solstice and its surrounding days. So now you might be wondering, well, since the summer solstice is the longest day of the year and gets the most sunlight, well, why does it become hotter about a month or two later? Well, that's because of the Earth's water. See, the Earth's surface is covered up mostly by water, and it takes a while to both heat up and cool down. And because of this, Earth's temperature takes several weeks to catch up to the sun. Did you know that many cultures and civilizations have recognized the sun's northern and southern changes for more than 5,000 years? This includes the Egyptians as well as Celts. And did you know that the most popular tradition around the world for the summer solstice is making a bonfire? Why? Well, bonfires are said to honor the fullness of the sun. And bonfires are also created for superstitious reasons, like pushing away evil and mischievous spirits, and also to bring good fortune. And many activities such as singing and dancing around the bonfire continue to this day in many different parts of the world. So if you want to celebrate the summer solstice, think about some things you can do to honor the sun in your part of the world. Also, during the summer solstice, places in the Arctic Circle may only see the sun on the horizon at midnight, and all places north of it will see the sun above the horizon for a full 24 hours a day. Wow. So now you know when it's officially summer. It's not on June 1st. Did you know that already, or did you learn something new from watching this video?
I definitely again learned something new from the video as it shared. Definitely the summer solstice. Do y'all notice last Friday it was the longest day of the year? It just seemed like the sun wouldn't set down at all. Uh, any uh, any thoughts on the video? Anything new that you learned? You can unmute yourself and
I know when it be the longest day of the year, like you said, because it don't get dark to about 9 o'clock almost.
Uh-huh. And I learned that even though the summer solstice is in June, it's hotter in July. But then what I learned is that the water takes a long time to heat up and cool off. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I know it had anything to do with the water. But but the oceans take a long time to heat up. And it's because July is the hottest month.
I think
Well, July and August, and so it takes a long time for the water to heat up, the oceans.
That's called specific heat, Geraldine. I learned that in chemistry. It takes a lot of energy to heat up water. Takes a lot of energy to heat it up. So that sun, when it hits it takes a lot of sunlight for the water to go even 1 degree. It takes a lot of energy to do so.
Oh, okay.
It's amazing how the sun rotates around the earth, and and we wonder what's going on other planets. Are they hot too, or they going through different changes? It's amazing to to know that a solar system is out there, and you don't know that much about it, but you know it exists.
Oh yeah, we as humans, we have so much to learn about space, but the things that we do know are so amazing, and definitely do that research and see maybe your favorite planet and what the atmosphere on it is like, because yeah, there's no place like Earth. So
Well, as a school teacher, you have to teach certain things, and certain things. Then you always have a conflict about the summer and the winter and the fall and the and it's hard to explain to little children when they're hearing one thing and you're teaching another, because that's the
that's
curriculum.
I
Mhm.
love reading textbooks as a kid. So, I love learning, and hopefully, they learn as much as I did as a kid. Because all of this what we're talking about fascinated me. So I'm glad to learn it more as an adult. So
Well,
Well,
yeah.
I'm thankful that Aristotle and the rest of those physicists and mathematicians studied the solar system like they did back in the day, so we would have all this information to build upon.
Oh yeah, it's our history precedes us. Without it, we wouldn't be here to this day, and go into space as often as we are in the whole International Space Station and all those advancements. It's amazing. So I appreciate that. Yes, we got to think about our history. So yeah, I love that comment. So yes, for the summer solstice or winter solstice or any time of the year, make sure you utilize that weather app on your iPads. Again, it's already downloaded on there, as one of Apple's apps. So make sure you guys, of course, take advantage of it. So we're gonna take a look at this app, but you get the weather forecast and beautiful, powerful app. You see current and forecasted information with the smart layout that updates as these change. So you can see forecasts, maps, air quality, and there are several ways to view the weather through the widgets, or even asking Siri, which we've talked about a few times uh, on our program, not a lot of times in our program, right? So let's take a look at the weather app. Again, the icon of it is right there on your screen, that lovely blue sun icon with that cloud. So I want you all to also look at your weather app as we go through it, okay? You can do it while we're on the call. So while you go through your weather app, I'll go through mine too. Or you could do it afterwards, however you like. What I recommend with the weather app, um, is that to make sure that you have your location on, so that way you can get the most accurate information for the weather app. And this goes for other location-based apps. So if you had the Uber Eats app, you would need that location on to, of course, accurately tell, the location. Same thing for maps, right? So especially for weather, just as if you need to, if you don't see what I'm seeing, make sure you check. You can go to settings, and on the left-hand side here, you're going to hit apps at the bottom, or you could hit the search at the top, either way. When I hit apps, I am going to go to W, okay, right here, W, and make sure I have location, I have it on, okay? So that way, even when I'm not in the app, I can still see um, the weather. And that's because of this weather app widget right here. So you may have it here as well on your screen, this widget. Okay, I have it here. Just it's like a mini weather app. That way I don't have to go in if I just want to quickly look at some info, which is great. Look at that widget. I get the hourly for the next few hours. I get the next few days. I get what's right now. It's sunny. I see the high, the low. If you have a stack of widgets like this, you can hold it to be able to edit the stack. So you can hit edit stack, and then you can hit the plus sign at the top left to then add a widget that you'd like. So you'd hit add, and then you'd hit the weather option. Okay, so look, left-hand side, here's weather. And look, I can add that widget. So look, I hit weather, you hit add widget, and you can add it here. You can have the same widget on another screen if you'd like. So if I go to, let's see. I have a few pages of apps. You can have it, folders. We talked about folders, but this is just how I have mine set up. I can add a widget here on this screen or any screen, right? It would just move some apps. You hold your home screen with your finger, you see the apps start to shake, right? Of course, you can move apps, you can edit them, their arrangement. You can put them in folders, like I said. So look, I could put this app on this app or this app on this app and make a folder. So I didn't have to have these pages and pages, right? So I hold the home screen with my finger, and then I'll hit edit at the top left. You see all these different options? Like the first one says edit add widget. So same idea, right? I can hit weather, I can hit add widget, but any of these other ones too, right? So look at that. When you have the widget right here, I can move it. That's what iPad OS 18 allowed you to do. You can move apps and it stays. It's not just uh to the top left. You can move it here, right? Or I can move this app here. You couldn't do that before, right? But with this widget, when you notice with widgets at the bottom right of the particular widget, you see that little white section on the corner. I can make it bigger, right? So you can either make it bigger or a smaller widget by holding and dragging your finger. So that way, see, this one now looks like the one on the first screen, okay? So just to quickly go over how to move apps and put them in folders and add widgets. That's where this one came from, okay? You can either hit the widget or you can actually hit the weather app to go into the weather app. I like being able to hit the widget just like this. And look at that. Right now it's 91 degrees. I can see what's going on for the next 24 hours just by swiping my finger. Isn't that cool? So again, make sure you're in your weather app so you can follow along, okay? Looky here, 10-day forecast. Oh my goodness. So whenever I'm talking about the weather, I'm always looking at this app because it has, accurate, great information. So look at that. Thursday through next Thursday, it might rain. Oh my goodness, right? So that's a good thing to, note and be aware of, right? And look, even if I hit Thursday, right? Today's Wednesday, right? Tomorrow's Thursday. Let me hit Thursday. Look at that. I get more detailed information. So look, around if I hold my finger and drag just left and right, you see I can get very specific. At 9:41 tomorrow, it's projected to be 85. Look, the high 93 at around 2 o'clock. The lowest midnight 77 degrees, right? This is the actual temperature. You can also do feels like if you want. Chance of precipitation. So what's this tomorrow? So look, 1, 2, 3. You see 20, it gets a little higher as the day goes. So if you need to do anything, maybe do it a little earlier, right? You have air quality, so it's pretty moderate right now, so pretty decent. But as you know, with the wildfires that have happened in the past, things of that nature, it has gone up to like 130, 140. So, make sure you take a note. Heat advisory, yes, there's a heat advisory in about 30 minutes. It feels like 97 right now. That's what it says. I was just outside. It feels very hot. So, make sure you stay safe. It's about 12 degrees above average. So average is 85. So it feels about 12 degrees above that. That's insane, right? Moons, yeah. And look, even sunset, sunrise, right? 8:37 p.m. That's when the sun will set, right? It didn't get dark till 9 last Friday, right? So yes, that you see where that came from, right? And sunrise, oh my goodness, 5:44 a.m. I was up around 6, 7 a.m. today. So yes, it was nice and sunny. Didn't It felt pretty good outside at that time for that walk. So uh, yeah, I hope you guys take a look at this app. And just another note, you see at the top left, it says search for a city or airport. I'm not gonna do it right here, but you can search for any city. So if you have family in a city, or if you just want to look, hey, what's the temperature in Tanzania right now, or Italy? Well, we'll be going to Italy at 12 o'clock today with Lou. Any U.S. city or state or country, it's quite an amazing app. So take a look. When it's sunny, you see the background is a sunny background. If it was raining, you see a rainy background. So I really like the weather app, okay? Hope you guys utilize it and check it out. So I know we didn't go over it together, but as our seasoned seniors, if you have used the weather app or will use it more, check it out more, raise your hand in Zoom, okay? Again, if you like the weather app, if you've used it, if you will use it more, it's a it's a great, easy, convenient app to utilize. I check it out on my phone or my iPad every single day. You got to know what's going on, right? Especially if you travel, if you move around, if you go to different places throughout the week, appointments. It's so important to check out the weather app. Okay, I see one hand. Let's see some more. Again, if you have used the weather app or will use it more, please raise your hand in Zoom. Again, you hit reactions at the bottom and then raise hand. I hope so. May have a newcomer or two or someone who may not been on in a while. So again, if you have not utilized that weather app, make sure you check it out. It's so useful and fun. It's fun to check out the weather. One part of me wanted to be a weather person in a past life. So I like that. Thank you all so much. I just also want to know, I'm not going to go over it, but also, summer is definitely the time to travel a lot. I know a lot of us are on vacations, things of the nature. So I always recommend the Apple Maps app. Okay, this is what the app looks like. Also check it out. It's basically, directions to anywhere. You can do it by biking, driving, public transportation. Especially with the new bus network. I think it'll be very vital along with the Metro bus app, of course. But Maps is so great to get to your destination the fastest and easiest way. So the maps, you can also plan ahead, right? I do it all the time. Hey, how long will it take me to get here from here? If I have to do this during the day, right? I always have to keep in mind time. So Apple Maps does a great job of that. Okay. So some common celebrations for summer. Just some fun facts for you guys. The longest day of the year and marks the official beginning of summer in the Northern Hemisphere, the summer solstice, right? Independence Day, otherwise known as July 4th, which is next Friday. Oh my gosh, like we just had Juneteenth, right? But July 4th is next Friday, you guys. What? This day commemorates the country's Declaration of Independence. It involves fireworks, parades, picnics, and various patriotic activities. Okay, but it definitely is summertime. In Japan, there's something called the Obon Festival. It's a traditional Buddhist event honoring ancestors. It involves various rituals, dances, and lighting of lanterns to guide the spirits of the departed. There's also Carnival, so a vibrant celebration in many countries, Latin America, Caribbean, colorful parades, music. I would definitely YouTube that and check out some videos. It's Carnival is a ton of fun, but also with the Obon Festival, that was quite interesting. But last but not least, the Summer Olympics. Every 4 years, the Summer Olympics bring together athletes from around the world, and it certainly captivates audiences. So if I look up on my phone, when is the next Summer Olympics? It's in 2028. So yeah, the last ones were last year, right? Around this time. So in 4 years. So in 2028. Can't wait, right? All right, so those are some common celebrations. So if you ever catch those on YouTube or on the news, you know what it is. Our first additional fun fact, the dog days of summer. Where did that term come from? So we're going to check it out here.
Now, get ready for another hot and humid day in Southwest Florida. It is going to feel hot. One area that Jason showed was already in the mid-90s, and he's also keeping an eye on those storms that could be coming this way. Here's a look at your hour-by-hour temperatures that Jason just popped up. Some may call it the dog days of summer, but where does that phrase actually come from? Jason Dunning is here with the answer.
Nate, Lisa, for the origin of the phrase dog days of summer, you actually have to go back to ancient times when civilizations like the Greeks and the Romans, they used the sky as a guide and sort of a calendar. And whenever they saw this particular constellation, Canis Major, which means the greater dog, can you see the resemblance? Yeah, it actually looks like a dog in the sky, and it's really marked by Sirius right there at the chest of the dog, one of the brightest stars in the sky. To see it from Southwest Florida, you have to look toward the east-southeast, right around 7 o'clock in the morning, and look just below Orion and Orion's belt. This is the position of that constellation from July 3rd through August 11th. The easiest way to spot it is to look for Sirius. Again, one of the brightest stars, and it has a nickname. Sirius is called the dog star, and it comes up just before the sun. So the Greeks and the Romans, they knew if they saw this coming up with the sun, they were in store for some pretty hot weather, because this position of Canis Major coincides with the hottest days of the year, and this is why we refer to this time as the dog days of summer.
Any quick thoughts on that video or the previous celebrations? Dog days of summer.
Mm-hmm.
Now you know where that term came from. Isn't that interesting? Someone talked about history and them figuring it out, but even back then they used the stars and the sky and space to assist them in their daily life. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Mhm. All right. So yes, in about next Tuesday is July 1st. So that will be officially the dog days of summer. Try to go out at night and see if you can find that star on a clear night. I know in DC it's a little hard for that, but on some nights I love looking at the stars in the sky. It's so fun. All right. Our next fun fact is another fun, quirky one. It's called crickets and temperature.
Hi, I'm Catherine, Field Farmer's Almanac. This is Weather Wit and Wisdom for July. One of our readers asks, I heard you can tell the temperature by counting the chirps of a cricket. Is that true? Yes, to determine the outside temperature in degrees Fahrenheit, count the number of times a cricket chirps in precisely 14 seconds and then add 40. For example, if you listen for 14 seconds and hear 30 chirps, add 40 and you've got 70 degrees Fahrenheit. We end today with a proverb, expect rain when birds stop singing. Thanks for joining us. To learn more about cricket thermometers, go to almanacforkids.com.
Two fun facts. Again, when birds stop chirping, it might be a sign of rain. And if you count the number of chirps for a certain time.
Well, I just wonder who came up with that idea about the crickets chirping. Who came up with that? Who figured that out?
I guess someone who had the time, right?
I know my grandmother used to talk about that when she was from Virginia, down near Culpeper, a little place called Little Washington, Flint Hill, down in that area. And she used to talk about the crickets, and that you could tell about how the temperature was going to be. But I never really thought about it until just now that was maybe a myth. I had thought it was a story,
Well, look, if
she
you
was
if you
part
look here, it's
Indian
called
too.
Dolbear's Law. If you look right here, so yeah, that Google is a great resource. So it's the relationship between air temperature and the rate of crickets chirp. It was founded it was 1897. It's called the cricket as a thermometer. So yep,
Oh, okay.
Well, ain't that
Mhm.
nothing? Well,
yeah, it's
I'm telling
definitely
you.
real.
Yeah,
So
'cause
it's a real fact.
Well,
Yeah.
nature,
Well,
nature is nature, right? I mean, things are always connected. There's math in nature, there's science, there's there's so
they
much
did
there.
say that. They did say that too when they, be like real loud that the weather gonna be real hot. And they say they also be mating. They rubbing their legs together. They be mating. And once they finish, mating, I guess the weather start changing. You don't hear them hardly anymore because they done mated and they die.
Oh yeah, I thank you so much for that, Denise, for that information. It's science is amazing. I'm speechless. So,
Uh-huh.
check it out. Crickets and
Yeah.
temperature. If you want to
Yeah,
learn more.
that is. Well, I owe my nana, the nana in heaven. I apologize. I thought it was a story.
Again, that's why I always encourage you guys to do your research. And you see, it just took 5 seconds to look that up, right? You have to use different, especially Safari is so great on the iPads or any browser, right? If you search something, you can really look up and see if it's true or not. So,
And you notice in the country, at night you can really hear them.
Oh yeah.
well, count how many in about 14, 50 seconds, count how many chirps, then you add 40 and you'll get the approximate temperature. So try that out, you guys. All right, our last section for today for our fun facts is about the Eiffel Tower. So we're going to learn about metal constricting and expanding, and I hope you guys learned something new.
Over its 131-year history, the Eiffel Tower has gotten taller thanks to radio and television antennas. But in addition to this new equipment added at the top, its metal structure gains or loses a few centimeters throughout the year. We're here to tell you all about it. When it was inaugurated for the Paris World's Fair on March 31, 1889, the Eiffel Tower, originally called the 300-meter tower, had a total height of 312 meters, making it the tallest tower in the world. It proudly held that title until 1931. That year, it was dethroned by the Empire State Building, 381 meters. Since then, the Eiffel Tower has continued to grow and today measures 330 meters, including the antennas that were successively added at the summit in 1957, 2000 and 2022 to broadcast radio and television. And it may not be over yet, a few centimeters gained in summer, but lost in winter. One of the reasons the Eiffel Tower is still as dazzling as ever is because it adapts to its environment and all types of weather conditions: wind, cold, rain, snow, frost, heat, etc. Like any metal, puddled iron is sensitive to variations in temperature and so reacts to high temperatures in summer and low, or even negative temperatures in winter. When temperatures rise, the tower increases in size. This is a natural physical phenomenon called thermal expansion. Heat causes an increase in volume that makes the Eiffel Tower a few centimeters taller. This expansion also causes the tower to tilt slightly away from the sun. The sun only hits one of the four sides of the tower, creating an imbalance with the other three sides that remain stable, thus causing the Eiffel Tower to lean. In this way, the sun's movement over the course of a clear day can cause the top of the tower to move in a more or less circular curve measuring approximately 15 centimeters in diameter. Conversely, when cold winter weather arrives, the metal structure contracts, and it can lose a few centimeters as well. Suffice it to say that these changes are natural and infinitesimal and have no impact on the robustness of the structure. They are also absolutely imperceptible to visitors and observers. On the other hand, high winds can cause it to wobble or vibrate somewhat without damaging the structure. Because the engineers at Eiffel's company had 20 years' experience designing metal viaducts, the tower was truly, with its curved shapes and edges, designed to minimize wind resistance. But of course, when the wind exceeds certain limits, we close the top floor, or even the whole tower, to protect the public and our staff from the risks posed by turbulent weather conditions.
Wow, lots of science in that video. I loved it. Yeah, heat in metal, it expands. Cold in metal, it constricts. So think of it like ice, right? Ice when it's or water is heated up, it expands. When it cools down, it comes together, it constricts into ice.
I'd hate to be on that Eiffel Tower on a windy day. They said they closed the top floor when there's a lot of wind, but I would hate to be on the second from the top floor when it might wobble.
Yeah, and it's just amazing how 15 centimeters, that's like tiny, right? But essentially, like that when it expands, or it goes in a little circular manner. So like the Eiffel Tower is always moving in a way. So that's just an amazing feat of architecture and those expertise of those people. Any other thoughts? Again, we have about 20 folks in the call. Loving seeing you all on. Any other thoughts on any of these that we just watched? The dog days of summer, crickets and temperature, and the height of summer. And hope you guys learned something new. And it's a term, a little trick with the crickets, and some science. So I hope you guys enjoyed. All right, our next app we're going to go over is a pretty simple app. It's called Eventbrite. So if you want to discover some local events, event recommendations, you can get tickets on the app, find something new to do. So concerts, festivals, classes, conferences, free events, anything that you like, really, it's right in the palm of your hand. So I've definitely done my fair share of Eventbrite. events myself, and it's really easy to, get your tickets and be able to go to these different events. So on the iPad right here, I'm gonna go and ahead and share my screen. And I hope some of you guys have already taken advantage of Eventbrite. Again, it's a great app. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen right here. If you want to download the app, you are going to go to the App Store on your device. Okay, this blue icon, okay, letter A, as you all know. You're going to hit the search icon, so this magnifying glass. And I'm going to hit it once again, so that way the keyboard comes up. Look, you can hit the you can hit games, app stories, and more. Either way, if you hit the magnifying glass or the search bar, your keyboard will come up, and you're going to type in the name or type of app that you want to download. Okay, there are over 2 million apps on the App Store. I try a new app every, not every day, but every few days or so, try a new app. There's so many different things to take advantage of. So here's Eventbrite right here. Okay, and I'm going to hit this square and the arrow on the right hand side. That is how I'm going to copy the link and paste it for you all here in the chat. There is this app right here called Eventbrite Organizer. So I'm assuming if you like to organize your own event and put it on Eventbrite, you could utilize that app. I have not used it before, but looks pretty interesting. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put that link here in the chat. Okay, so again, this is for you and your friends, your family, community. Make sure you share this app with others, okay? When you click or tap on it in the chat, it takes you straight to the app in the App Store, and let's open it, okay? Make sure you get it, you download it, and then you open it, okay? When you first open it for the first time, you may see a sign-in screen or sign-up screen. If you see sign-in or sign up with Apple, I recommend you utilize that so you can create your account. Okay, so yes, it already has Find Things to Do in Washington. Yes, I have used this app on my iPad before with you guys, but also others as well. But yeah, Find Things to Do in Washington. But you don't have to look at Washington. You can do any events inquiry that you like in any place, right? You don't have to look just where you're at. You can look anywhere, right? So if you're traveling to New York City, you can look up New York City events. If you're traveling to Atlanta, you can look up Atlanta events. Even when you're in DC, right? You can search for different events. So if I hit that magnifying glass of whatever kind you like, maybe you're interested in cooking class or getting a concert or there's so many different varieties, right? But they just give you some recommended ones right here. So like Discover, Rock the Block, Independence Day Weekend, Bar Crawl, DuPont Circle, Wellness on the Water. Okay, so this one looks pretty interesting. What's this? June 29th at 8:30. So that is June 29th. That is Monday, right? Or no, that's Sunday. Let me check. June 29th. Yep, that is this Sunday. Okay. Look, relax and rejuvenate, a wellness on the water. Start your morning with self-care by the water. 1 hour yoga mat. Wow, look at that. Yards Park. Isn't that great, right? It's organized by Capital Riverfront BID. So yes, they do a lot of different events. But if you stay in the area or will be in the area this Sunday, you can get your tickets just by hitting get tickets and going through, yeah, general admission. So look, you could get more than one ticket. These seem pretty much the same. So you select yours and then you hit register. Once you do, you will see you have your toolbar at the bottom, your tickets. So whatever ones that you've done, it'll appear here, upcoming. You can also save them. You see the saved option at the bottom. It's a very simple app, but lovely app to use. Look, if I heart it, there you go. I added it to my saved events, right? Look at this, Lake Arbor Jazz Festival. Wow, Saturday, July 19th. That looks really fun. Family water basketball. That would be fun for the kids, right? What's popular? There's a lot of things going on. Global Summit on Occupational Health and Music. Wow. Pretty interesting stuff. I would love if one of you all can maybe tell me what kind of event would you like to attend this summer. So let's see what we can find here in Eventbrite. Any takers? What kind of event would you like to join this summer? Ooh, that one looks fun.
Well, Alex, they always have an event that they have with these giant slides that I always take the kids to. Giant water slide in the city.
Okay, so that's interesting. Let's see, water
Uh,
slide. Let me type that in. Let me see what comes up. Hmm. Summer Splash Fest. So look, Eventbrite won't have everything, but they have a couple. Oh, look here, Wet and Wild Water Day. Well, this is in Frederick, Maryland, but hey, that's something, definitely to take advantage of. Sophie and Madigan's Pig. I've never heard of this place, but that looks really fun. Wet and Wild Water Day, 3 to 8, free to attend. How
yeah,
amazing,
this
right?
one has adults and children, teenagers.
Okay. Well, if what I always recommend if
Last
you don't
year,
see it
they did
here,
it in Virginia.
then you can Google it and see if there's other options. Eventbrite won't have every single event that's going on in the city, right? But it's good to see all the different options. So look, this is Baltimore, so a little far, but let's see if we can filter the results a little bit. So look, if I hit the top right option, those 3 lines, look at that. Category, yep, show only free events. I could do that. Sort by dates wow, or choose a date or the category. So for that one, that would be maybe seasonal and holiday. So maybe what's going on. Oh, look, Stars and Stripes Splash, Lake Ridge, Virginia. All day, Ship Garden. Where is that? McLean, Virginia. So you could be really specific, but thank you so much for that, Bridget. I appreciate that. So if you want to look any events on Eventbrite, make sure you utilize and check out this app. But also, again, Google is your friend, right? I love seeing the different options. So look, water slide events for kids in DC, or kids and I could be really specific, right? Kids and teenagers in DC. Great Waves Water Park, Chillum Splash Pool. Look at that. Big Kahuna Slide rental. Okay, look, you can do a rental if you want. Wow. Lots of different options here in DC. So look, even zooming in, different Palisades, right? Turtle Park.
That's
Uh,
one we went to Cameron Regional Park.
Okay, yeah. So they're Cameron Run Regional Park. Amazing water slides and the wave pool was adventurous. I think I've been there maybe once, but that's a good memory if that was the place. It's been like 20 years. So thank you so much for that again. And I hope you guys take advantage of Eventbrite. Okay. All right, and our last section for today. Again, I hope you guys, I think this is going to be really interesting. Make sure you check out some of these links, things of that nature. But let's take a look at some fun things to do in summer in DC. So this link right here, I'm gonna put in the chat for you guys, just some recommendations. So from 4th of July fireworks, Memorial Day parade, Nationals Park, there's a ton of restaurants and of course games to play. There's the fireworks that we all know is going to go on 4th of July, the waterfronts, Folklife Festival. I worked this in high school. I love the Smithsonian Folklife Festival. It's really fun. Paddle a boat, I haven't done that since I was a kid, so maybe that'll be a stop this summer for me. Kenilworth Potted Gardens is really beautiful with the the paintings and well, it feels like paintings and all the beautiful flowers and nature, right? Museums, there's a lot of museums. National Zoo, yeah, those new pandas, right, are there. I love to see them. Lots of great things going on. Senior stuff. Uh, Here on DACL's website, again, DACL is great. I love it. There are many different senior programs that you can take advantage of. So I put it from here. This is from DPR, right? So the senior games. That may be something interesting. Senior aquatics. So if you want to do water, staying safe, physically active, there are different levels. And you see it says visit our registration portal, and you can take a look at what's available. So isn't that fun, right? Oh, look, this website here. I'm gonna look at programs and activities, but there's so many different things with DPR. Look, seniors, look at that. I hit seniors, takes me to all the different senior stuff. So like senior swim 1, learning the basics. Yeah, there may be some of these haven't happened yet, but look, these are full, right? Senior water aerobics. Wow, these are full. So it's I'm sharing it with you now so you could see. But look, oh, this one, senior body wise water aerobics. These are available. Look at these. So some of these started already, or even this week. Yeah, some of them already started, but look, they're available and look, they're free. The price is on the right-hand side. So these are from 60 and up. But there are also way, way more ones. Look, senior water exercise, Deanwood Aquatic Center. This one is that one's paid. Swim team, my goodness. Look at all these ones. This one seems pretty cool. Tai Chi. There's a wait list, but this one's available. Fort Stevens Senior Day Program. Of course, at the different rec centers are here, but as you see, they're unavailable. So yeah, earlier the better. Okay, for a lot of these. But that's just one of them for these programs. There's, oops, go back. Some leisure programs. So like Bid Whist, bingo, dominoes. Lots of things available. I would definitely call or contact or email if you have any additional questions. Senior health and wellness. Look at that. Let's see what these are here. Again, they all take you to this site, DPR, so you can look at all the different programs and activities that are going on. Okay. Oh, look, let me go to page 2. Senior aquatic game. What is this? Sail Senior. What is that? Sail program. Not sure. I've never heard of that. Usually they would put a description right here, but sail. Oops. Sail Senior Program DC. Sail Fitness is an evidence-based program for adults 65 and older. Stay active. Oh, and independent for life. Okay, I've never heard of that. That's really cool. Sail classes. So that's what these are. Exercise. That's pretty cool. I would definitely check that out if you have a chance to. So lots of great things to do in summer in DC. I hope you guys enjoyed the Eventbrite and these different fabulous things, that are here year round, but also some specific senior stuff. Make sure you check out that link, okay? Again, you guys are able to unmute, so you haven't had to raise your hand, but I hope you have used Eventbrite and the other app as well, okay?
Yeah, I've used Eventbrite. The Ward 7 Gray used it for his giveaway.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that you've used it. It's so convenient. So yes, our last app for today, we're gonna end on another fun note, is Trivia Crack. You can play full quiz question games, if having fun challenging people. The hottest trivia game, one of the most popular in App Store history. You'll select which categories, which questions, and be the first to earn 6 crowns to win, but watch out for a rematch. So we're gonna go to the App Store like we did before. Again, just check out some apps. Just search and, hey, I want a cooking app. Hey, I want a match 3 game. Hey, I want a hidden object. Hey, I want to learn about astronomy. Hey, I want to learn about math. There's, an app for everything here. It's so amazing, right? Of course, you talked about apps for your, to use in your daily life, like paying your bills, banking apps, shopping apps. There's so many different apps to take advantage of. So we're going to look up Trivia Crack, and there's also other versions. So there's Trivia Crack 2, Adventure, other similar games here. So even when you search for something, look at that. Look at all these other ones. Trivia World Quiz, that sounds fun. Quiz Feud, that one sounds pretty fun. Quiz Duel, pretty fun. So definitely check these out, right? There's so many different options, right? We're going to go here at the top left. Trivia Crack, fun quiz games. There's almost 750,000 ratings. So again, one of the most popular apps ever. This came out so long ago. I wish I could see the exact date that it came out, but it's been a while, which is great. So I'm gonna copy the link and paste it in the chat for you all. But again, this is a great trivia. If you like trivia, if you like learning new things, having fun, playing against others, this is the game to play. So tap that link in the chat, download it. But let's take a look at it together. Let's see what we can do. Okay. Yeah, so we have played this before. And there's some great music, so I definitely recommend you check it out. Okay, but let's hit play. Real easy at the bottom. Of course, when you get the app, you'll see a tutorial, things of that nature. But let's play. Some classic trivia crack. There's many other modes, okay? Like survival, treasure mine, survival arena, trivia video. That sounds fun. But let's say play some classic. Okay, let's start a random match. Okay, so we spin and we get the category. You all see, so please, unmute and let's see if we can get this. There's different categories like history, sports, arts, entertainment, Nate science, right? So let's see. Let's spin. Okay, you got the crown answer right to get a character. Okay, so choose a character. So what topic do y'all want to go for? What topic?
Pop.
Say that again?
Pop.
Okay. Oh, okay. Entertainment. All right. Let's see if we can get pop. Okay. Enhance your game. Here are some free power-ups for you to try. Okay. We'll try this one. This one's free. Okay. From which group is this an album cover? You see, we have 10 seconds at the top right. So is this Queen or Alan Parsons Project?
I have no idea.
Queen.
Yeah.
Queen. Let's go with Queen.
Okay. And you guys are right. Yeah. So again, you have your time limit at the top right. Yeah, so we got that right. So look, we earned a character. You have to get each of the characters to win the whole game, okay? But because we got it right, let's spin again. Okay, arts. What happened if you just spilled the beans? You lost your keys, dropped your drink, went all in and lost, gave away the secret.
Gave away the secret.
I know that's right, you guys.
Gave away the secret.
You see, every time we answer one correctly, if it's not the crown, if we get the crown and we get it right, we immediately get the character. If we don't get the crown, we get it right. You see, we have 3 questions to get right until we choose a character. Okay, so we spin. Okay, we got science. We can watch a video and get a bomb. So eliminate 2 incorrect answers, but we're a smart bunch of folks. So let's, what animal lays eggs but is a mammal?
Platypus.
Platypus.
You guys are right. I know that's right. Yeah, you continue. You see 2 or 2 down. We need 1 more. If you get it wrong at any time, it'll be the opponent's turn, right? So let's spin again. Another science question. What is the name of this instrument?
Microscope.
Microscope.
I know that's right, you guys.
Microscope. Yeah.
Continue. There we go. We got 3 right. So now we choose a character, and then if we answer right, it's yours.
How about Otto? What was that, Otto? No, is that Tito?
Geography. You good at that?
Okay, that's geography. So let's see.
Let's see. We know what we know.
Okay, what is the most populated city in the Philippines?
Manila.
I'm thinking Manila. Oh no, it's called Quezon City. Or Quezon City. I've never heard of Quezon.
I never heard of
Never
it.
heard of it.
Manila, I think that's in Italy.
That's
if
the
I'm not
capital.
mistaken.
Manila.
Yes, okay.
Manila is the fifth.
So there you go. Okay. I guess we can still go on. I'm not sure why, but hey, I'm not going to say anything. What movie holds the records for longest film shoots? 400 days. Oh, wow. I'm thinking The Godfather. That was pretty
The
long, but
Godfather, I think too.
Yeah,
it might be
I was
Schindler's
thinking that
List.
too, or either
Schindler's List.
Schindler's List.
Schindler's List one.
Yeah.
No,
Schindler's List.
it's
That's what
Eyes Wide Shut.
What?
What?
Yeah,
Lord have
I've
mercy.
never seen that movie. Have you?
No.
Yeah, that one had Nicole Kidman and
Yeah, I think I saw
Oh,
it. But I
name.
forgot.
Yeah,
I remember the name now since
I
you said
remember
that.
who shot it, but I didn't remember. I've never seen it.
Yeah, make sure when you see an ad in the game, you hit your X's, your fast forwards. This is done. Yeah, because sometimes you will get ads and some free apps, which is okay. Got to support the developer. I'm waiting for the X. There it is at the top right. Okay, these are your opponent's turns. Yeah, so you can play multiple games at once. So even if we're waiting for the other person to play their turn, look, as you play, you use your toolbar at the bottom, you get different rankings, you get different rewards, different things that you can get in the game. There's so many different modes. There's this all in one app. I love it. Let's do one more and let's see how we do. But you guys get the idea, right? Get all the characters.
Yeah.
And there's a question about anything. So love for you all to unmute yourselves as well. But I appreciate those participating. Thank you so much. Oh, we got a crown. Lucky us. So if we choose a character and we answer right, it's ours. So what y'all into?
Well,
Art,
let's see.
science, sports, history.
Let's see how smart we are with sports.
Okay, well, yes, I was waiting for someone to pick a category, so I love that. Let's do sports. So I'm gonna have to lean on you all. Where's Mr. Oh, we got the other Mr. Ronald. So maybe you can help us out, Mr. Ronald. In rugby, this is called a ruck, a pile push, a line out, a scrum.
I think it's a pile push.
I don't know.
Scrum.
Scrum.
Pile push.
Rock.
A rock.
Yeah,
Yeah,
got it.
we
It
got-
is scrum. Again, we have
Scrum.
15 seconds for each question. So I heard someone say that. I picked that. So I never knew that. This is called a scrum in rugby.
I was
Scrum.
just guessing. I just guess sometimes.
Oh, you guessed right, Gracie.
I had no idea.
Look, so now we got sports. We got that character. One, we already had a lead already. Okay, we got another sports question. Which NHL player holds the record for most regular seasons game played? I don't know. I know about Ovechkin. I know about
say
Gretzky.
Ovechkin.
But Gretzky, but then
Gretzky.
Alex,
Wayne Gretzky.
then
I
Alex,
didn't get Gretzky. Oh, Patrick
Wayne.
Marleau.
That's it.
Again, we got to pick an answer within 15 seconds. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so it's I never knew that. I think his name was Patrick something. So
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
I thought it was gonna be the other two. If you play every day, and more you get more rewards. So make sure you log in every day to get those rewards. For me, I play about maybe 5 to 10 games, on average. So for those ones that you like, definitely try to get those rewards. But yes, that was this game, and I hope you guys enjoy. That was so much fun. I love playing that game with you guys. Who's gonna download that app and check it out? Anyone
might.
has already?
no, I don't have that app, but I might look at that. I like trivia game questions.
I love that. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for today, I think that concludes our session. So, usually we do this a little more formally, but please share any thoughts, general, what you learned today, one new fact, what apps are you interested in trying out, what do you like about summer, your favorite memory, how will you enjoy summer this year? But I know for me, I'll be taking a look at these apps because they were so fun. But any thoughts on the session today?
Hey, Alex, the DPR is a good organization as far as water aerobics and learning to swim for
They sure-
seniors. Because I do the water aerobics for seniors, and I love it. It's good. They have other events too.
Yeah.
DPR is a good event.
Yeah, they're a great organization. Yeah, I shared that link in the chat. So make sure you
Yes.
check out, as you know, probably know some of the other ones too, but I love that. I love that aerobics. I know it's very helpful. Any other thoughts for today? One new fact that you learned? What apps do you like? What are you interested in trying out? Any other thoughts? You can unmute yourself and share. Can I see we have, uh-huh.
Woman raise my hand or just talk?
Yeah, again, you
Just
can
talk.
unmute
I
and share.
learned about, did I unmute?
We can hear you, Jaren.
Oh yeah. Well, I learned about the cricket and the temperature. I didn't know anything about that. You add 40, they chirp for 14 seconds, and then you add 40 to it, and you get the temperature.
Yeah,
That's the fact I learned.
Yes, yes. So if you're out and about at night, or
I learned about the cricket too. That was amazing to me that my grandmother told that story many years ago, and that it was a true fact that so that I learned that, and I learned about I knew about the longest day, but I really got a better insight into that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it was
it
it
puts
was
things into
explained
perspective.
it was explained a little bit better. Sometimes you get explanations from people who are reading a script or something and not really knowing what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we're gonna keep it positive, and everyone has a different, information. That's why,
Yeah.
like in scholarly articles, you have to look at different sources to get the final answer. So even with any of these videos, hey, maybe look up something else with the same topic and see if that information is, side by side, or you learn even another layer of information. So
Right.
when you look at different things and just check out new information, it definitely puts the pieces together. So I'm glad I was able to validate that legend that you heard of. You got this, Anne. Thank you so much. And any other thoughts for today before we end? Again, at 12 o'clock, we have Lou in Italy. So firsthand pictures and videos. And we have our module and Jordan today at 1:30.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the cricket thing. I don't remember my parents telling me about how many chirps, but they always could tell you when it was the hottest part of the summer because the crickets just was crazy, And I was in Georgia, so I was right in cricket
Oh
country.
yeah.
And they would just be all day and night. They were in the house, on the porch, under the porch. And she just said, "Oh, it's hot tonight. The crickets are just crazy tonight," like that.
Oh yeah,
That's because they be mating.
No, that was in the heat of the summer. They would say how hot it was. We knew they were mating. So
yeah, it's all due to science
parents
and
told me
their
that was due to the heat. The reason they would just be so much noise. They made so much noise, chirping.
Yeah, when you get one in the house, it's so annoying.
Oh, wow. I've never done that.
You're coming in out the heat.
One got in my basement and he just made noise all night long.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just a very, very neat correlation that he, back in 1897 that he shared. So yes, the hotter it is, the more chirps you'll hear in that 14 seconds, and you can generally take a look at or know the temperature. So I appreciate that. I love
favorite
validating
summer. I didn't really have a favorite summer because that was the time that we worked in the field. And it wasn't anything pleasant about that. So I don't have too many pleasant memories of the summer as I was growing up. But as I got older and moved away from the South, I did look forward to like the Canadian exhibition. We'd go up into Canada, for things like that during the summer months. So I did have those things to look forward to after I moved to New York.
Now that sounds amazing, and the hard work and that ethic definitely is still there with you, Gracie. So
it gave me a strong back.
There you go. It's very apparent. So,
Yeah,
all things happen for a reason. So,
that's right. You're right about it.
you know,
But
I,
that's it.
I feel you though. I definitely as a kid, you work really really hard. Maybe
Yes, I did.
I
Yeah.
feel you with that.
All right, that's it.
Well, thank you so much, Gracie, for coming on. I appreciate that. And for everyone for sharing. I again learned a ton of new facts about summer and just despite the heat, so there's lots of greats and lovely things going on and lots of learning and lots of fun. So, make sure you guys stay safe and it's that heat watch right now. So I hope you guys again stay cool, stay hydrated. I'll see you soon for 12 o'clock and 1:30. But yes, we have Luke coming on at 12. He's so excited to be with you guys. So get your lunch together, get, any chores, any errands, anything that you'd like to do. But check out these apps as well. And I'll see you all soon. Have a wonderful
Okay.
rest of your morning.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.
It
Thank
was
you,
so fun
Alex.
today. I really appreciate you all so much.
Morning,
Thank
baby.
you.
Bye,
See you all
guys.
soon.
See you later.
See you soon.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.